Matthew. Hi. I've challenged myself to play through all of the Nobunaga Ambition games released in North America. And I recently defeated this one, Nobunaga's Ambition for the Sega Genesis. Anyway, before I do that and get into that game real quick, I wanted to wish a happy birthday for Sylvie Breedlove. She's 34 today. She's probably asleep when she sees this, but happy birthday. I hope it was a really good one for you. Also, I want to give a special shout out and happy birthday to Jerry Carlson. Flew across the country with him in an Alaris. And it was pretty hilarious, so I had a good time on that one. I miss flying sometimes, so. Anyway, I do not like being on camera. That's why I'm forcing myself to stay on camera and do these videos. And I watched the last one. It's a little cringy, and I thought I didn't do a very good job explaining what Nobunaga's ambition is. So in this one, we're gonna do a little bit of a history lesson. So here we go. Let's begin. Okay, so hopefully you can hear this. But to explain this and the situation, I'm going to use graphics from the Sega Genesis version that I just beat. Nobunaga's Ambition takes place during Japan's Civil War period, from about 1467 to 1600. There was a shogun. If you don't know what a shogun is, it's basically a military ruler, kind of like this guy, except for a little more sane. But anyway, his name was Ashikaga Yoshimasa, and the picture here is definitely not from the game. But anyway, in 1467, Ashikaga Yoshimasa passed away, and without a leader, the central government failed, basically. And the country at the same time was also being run by a bunch of warlords known as daimyos. And as you can see on the map, there's about 50 of them on this map. There was actually about 100. And each one of them started fighting amongst each other. Some felt that they should be the shogun, some felt that they knew who should be the shogun, and they just started fighting each other. This must have been like an absolute terrifying time to be living in Japan. I mean, if you think about it, this would be like the equivalent of Boise attacking Salt Lake City and Salt Lake City attacking Denver, and it was total chaos. So anyway, a young man by the name of Nobunaga Oda pops up. And if you ever see a graphic or a picture of somebody that looks like this, that's Nobunaga Oda. Anyway, he pops up, and his father passed away from the Oda clan, so he took over control from his brother. And people didn't really generally like him or respect him. They called him the Fool of Owari. Basically, they didn't respect him at all. A bunch of people actually left him when he took over. But he also allied with another man by the name of Ieyasu Tokugawa, who his childhood friends was with. And they both forged an alliance, and they both expanded. Tokugawa expanded to the east, kind of protected Oda's rear, and Oda marched towards Kyoto, which was where the shogun was based. And using together, they both managed to conquer about 70%, 80% of the country. Now, I'm not a historian, I'm glossing over a ton of details, but that's what kind of basically happened. Continuing on with the story, Nobunaga was vacationing, sort of, at the Honnoji Temple near Kyoto, and he was taking a break. And while his forces were out away, attacking and conquering more territory, one of Nobunaga's trusted generals, a guy by the name of Mitsuhide, decided for whatever reason, whether he heard a bad rumor or maybe his mother died partly because of Nobunaga's doing in the battles, but Mitsuhide ordered his troops to attack Nobunaga, and Nobunaga eventually committed suicide at the Honnoji Temple. And that was the end of Nobunaga. And I'm going over a ton of details. That caused another power vacuum in Japan. And bunch of people sided, a bunch of daimyos sided with the Toyotomi family. A bunch of them sided with Tokugawa's clan, Tokugawa, Ieyasu Tokugawa. And let me make sure I get my notes right. In 1600, October 21st, 1600, a force of 120,000 versus 75,000 fought. The Battle of Sekigahara was a massive battle, huge numbers of people that would decide the outcome of Japan, and eventually Tokugawa would win. And he went to rule Japan, I believe, for the next roughly 200 years, that clan. He quickly retired after he won, but the Tokugawa clan ruled Japan until, oh gosh, the late 1800s, until they turned over control back over to the central government. So the point of this game is you pick one of the daimyos and then you try to conquer Japan, thus fulfilling Nobunaga's ambition and bringing peace back to the land. So that's the goal. So anyway, that's kind of the game. I guess it's time to turn over to the hot British girl. If I had a girlfriend, I wouldn't have to do this, but I don't have a girlfriend, so might as well do it. But anyway, for a recap, take it away.
Thank you, Matthew. Happy New Year. Happy birthday to Sylvie and Jerry. Hope you are doing well. Valentine's is coming up. Any lucky ladies getting a Valentine's in the near future? Anyway, let's recap what we have defeated so far in the Nobunaga's Ambition series. Nobunaga's Ambition Countrywide Edition is the second title in the series and the first to be released outside Japan. It was released on September 1986 for the PC-88SR, then quickly ported for various Japanese PCs. A 50-province mode covering all of Japan was added, as well as revisions to graphics and gameplay. Releases for Family Computer, Super Famicom, Mega Drive, PC Engine, Super CD-ROM, PlayStation, mobile phones, Windows, and iOS were made subsequently. The Nintendo Entertainment System, Genesis and Super NES releases were titled Nobunaga's Ambition. The SNES version was released for Virtual Console on April 27, 2009 for the Wii and September 4, 2014 for the Wii U in North America.
That was Nobunaga's Ambition for the Sega Genesis. Pretty good one. I'll kind of go over this stuff maybe next time, but over the details of the games and stuff. But also, again, happy birthday, Sylvie. She's a cool girl. Hope you had a good day today, or yesterday when you see this video. And also, happy birthday, Jerry. Also want to give a shout out to my little brother Daniel, his wife Nareda, and Zach for getting me the SNES Mini. That's how I've been playing these games. And so the next one up is going to be the same game. I'm still stuck on the second series of this series. I'm still stuck on the second one, and that is Nobunaga's Ambition for the Super Nintendo, right up there, as you can see. So, and I should be able to beat this pretty quick because it's the same game. It's a port. And you notice this case is not a normal case. This is a case that I bought from, I think it's Old School Games. It's a nice one. Let's see, cartridge. It's all in black. And yeah, the background, pretty cool. It looks nice. So, anyway, wish y'all a happy New Year. And yeah, it's cold outside, so stay warm. And I will see you later.